correct. And I'm pretty excited. It was a great session, and so it was tough trading this morning, but I was fortunate to win using some short side market strategies. And so I'm really excited because some of those same strategies I used in this morning's competition are the same strategies that I'm going to be sharing in Spain in just a few short weeks. So very excited about that. Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you very much, all of you, for being here tonight around the world. Our friends from Spain, I see many people here from Spain and all over the world tonight. It is a pleasure to be with you. I'm here in Turin, Italy, and actually I have seven-time international trading champion Davide Biocchi sitting here with me as well. If you want to say hello, Davide.
Ciao, ciao you all. Hello everybody. I'm very happy to be here, and very special welcome to all the Spanish people that I really love.
Yes, so we had a special live trading event here in Turin today, and it was wonderful to be a part of that. I was excited to be able to win the competition. It was a tough competition, as Davide will say. It was a tough situation. But what I'd like to do for a few minutes is talk about some of the strategies that I focused on today. And unfortunately, I won't be able to really look at the questions in Spanish there. My apologies, but perhaps I'll just speak a little bit, and if there's some questions at the end, I'll be happy to answer those for you. So let me go ahead and first take the screen. All right, now hopefully you can see my screens here. And let me just make sure, because I do understand C. Okay, wonderful. All right, so you can see my screens. So thank you, appreciate that. All right, so when we started out with trading today, even now here later in the session, you will see that we had kind of a mixed market. We have the NASDAQ, which was stronger up. And earlier, the Dow was stronger up, but the Russell was noticeably down at the time, and the S&P was up only a little bit. Now, because of where we are at right now in the market with the VIX, let's actually take a look at the VIX, because this is very important for all of us right now. So I'm going to look at a monthly chart of the VIX. I want you to understand that right now we are at the lowest levels currently than we've been in over 10 years. Okay, this is where we just came to last week, this low. Now we have to go all the way back here into 2006 to actually get to this low. Okay, right here. We have to go to 2006. So the last time that this happened, you'll see that the market went ahead and then the VIX ultimately spiked up a lot. And this, of course, led to the crash that we saw in the market into 2008. So, but the important thing is that when we get this low on the VIX, that typically you will see that the market will start to spike off of these levels. So with this being said, I think about this every day right now, both from a day trading perspective and a swing trading perspective. Now, when I see that this market is then doing what it did today, let's go back to this. So when I see that the market is in a situation where we have one market performing well, but other markets going down, this basically is a 50-50 trade, okay? So as we started out this morning, I said, you know, initially in the trading competition, I'm not going to focus on U.S. stocks, not until they start to all go down or they all go up. So what ended up happening was that the markets actually started to go down with the Russell, and at that time then I started focusing on short side trades. Let's take a look at what I was looking for and why. Okay, so let's make this a DAX and put a 2-minute. So my apologies, gang. This is the first time that we're actually using this translation software between myself and David. So this is a new experience, but an excellent way for people of all languages, Spanish and English, to hear us. So what I did this morning was I did not go long in the stock indices because as I mentioned, the Russell was going down, okay, while the other stock indices were either sideways or were up. Okay. So the DAX started to break down below key support levels here. And so I attempted to go ahead and go short in the DAX. Now, what ended up happening was this computer that I'm on here in Italy is brand new. And so my broker software was on, but not fully activated. So my first trade that I tried to put on, I ended up missing the trade and had to call the broker during the competition. And Davide, that was a crazy thing, wasn't it?
It wasn't. It was really. It was crazy today because it was crazy today because when let me say, were trading, the market was moving really in low volatility, but then the volatility explodes really immediately. So not enough time to trade, and again low volatility. So then down again, and again low volatility, and then the market recovered.
Yeah. So what I did was, once I called the broker and activated the software on the new computer, the market had already moved very fast, and so I missed my initial profit.
It was like that. So Rob was really capable to understand that the market is going to get a whoosh. He will explain later what he means by a whoosh. But he was not able to catch the first opportunity because he had a problem with the platform. And later, when he had the possibility, the market is not offering big opportunities. But as always, Rob was really, let me say, at the exact moment, in the exact point, to catch the short opportunity in the market.
So this was a good example of something that all of us can learn from. Many of us, we miss trades for any number of reasons. We are on the telephone, taking care of family, have something to do at work. There are many reasons why we miss trades. So what I did was I said, okay, the DAX, that was my profit. So now I need to look for a new trade. So it's crazy because of all things, having a brand new laptop this past week. So of course I was trading on my office computer until being here on the trip, so I didn't have a chance to activate the software. It's crazy the things you don't think about when you're traveling. So what I did was I said, okay, the DAX has moved, and so what I did then was say I'm going to look for something else to trade for right now, since we already had the move in the DAX. And so I was looking, and what I did was I then found the crude oil. And one of the strategies I teach, amongst many, is called the inventory retracement bar strategy. And so what happened was, you'll notice that we had a breakdown below my inventory retracement bar. That's one of these right here. And I'll be talking about this and many other strategies when we are together in Spain in just a few weeks. But because we broke below this area, I went ahead and went short. And this allowed me an opportunity to get into the market prior to make some money, even though I missed the initial big move in the DAX. I had to say, it's too bad. It's unfortunate that I missed my trade there. Had to call the broker in the middle of the competition. But I said, that's okay. We're just going to focus. And I have this strategy called momentum shift bars, as well as inventory retracement bars. Here you can see many inventory retracement bars. All these I have circled. But in addition to this, I have what we call momentum shift with trend and momentum shift breakout trades. Each of these offers a fresh new opportunity to either get short at the close of these bars or get short one tick below the low of the breakdown bars. So this in addition to the inventory retracement bar strategy, which we talked about, combined with the fact that the U.S. stocks were mixed and I missed the DAX trade, this kept me focused on the crude oil, which is ultimately what I made my money on, which allowed me to win the trading competition this morning here in Italy. So there's a couple of key things to note and learn from this, what I've said here. First is when the U.S. Stock indices are not in agreement, I find it's best to look at other markets as well, like the DAX, gold, crude oil, bonds, currencies. Okay. So I was also looking at the euro, the yen, the pound this morning. Okay. And in this case, the DAX and the crude oil, because we were in a trading competition, were moving fastest when the U.S. stock indices were not performing. But these same things that I look for in the DAX, the U.S. markets, are the same things that I look for in spot Forex trading, or all currencies, even the futures. Okay, so let's just go ahead and take a look at this. Actually, I wanted to show the euro here. I'm going to go to the euro, but here is also the yen this morning. Take a look at the yen. You'll notice that we had a momentum shift with trend bar and inventory retracement bar. Right here. Can you see the graphical, or can you see on the chart? So we had multiple entries and re-entries even on things like the yen. This is the yen future contract, of course, but it's the same concept with the spot Forex. So if you're prepared with either momentum shift with trends, momentum shift breakouts, inventory retracement bar breakouts, just these strategies alone can set you off to have many trading opportunities. And you can see that in that same time frame where I was trading the DAX, or trying to trade the DAX and trading the crude oil, we also had wonderful opportunities on the currencies. That was the Japanese yen. Let me go ahead and take a look at the euro, another favorite of mine. Okay. Well, yeah, the euro had multiple moves, but during our trading competition, the euro was not moving as much. The yen was much better during the trading competition. Yeah, remember? This morning. Yeah. But earlier in the morning, the yen had a momentum shift breakout, a inventory retracement bar breakout, and also two more momentum shift with trends there as well. So early in the morning, the yen, or the euro, excuse me, went ahead and performed very well. And then here this afternoon, up until now, let's clear the screen. You can also see many inventory retracement bar breakouts, which was also a momentum shift breakout, another inventory retracement bar, another inventory retracement bar, two reverse inventory retracement bars, and another momentum shift with trend. So whether we're talking about the yen, we're talking about the euro, we're talking about other favorite currencies, some of my, I think my personal favorite Forex pair actually is right down here, the pound yen. That's one of my personal favorites. But of course, as you can see, I monitor all of these different pairs. But again, one of my personal favorites, I like the movement of the pound yen. So the thought that I want to share with you today is a couple of things. Number one, I talked about the concept of why I didn't trade the U.S. stock indices today because of the mixed market, where I was looking to trade the DAX, and how when I missed a trade, and we all miss trades occasionally, how I went back then and focused on another instrument, crude oil, that went ahead and still yielded me the result that I was looking for, that allowed me to short and allowed me to win the trading competition. And you can see many entries and re-entries as part of this. And David, I will be sharing these strategies and more during our special event in Spain in just a few weeks. Now, what I'm going to do is turn it over to David. I will listen for the English translation here and see if he has some questions that I can answer for our wonderful crowd from Spain and everywhere.
Okay, so we're going to start with live trading. So it will be divided into parts. That's something that we normally do. So we also did that in Forex in Madrid in this 5th edition. In that we did, so we did that in 2013. For sure, some of you already have been there in all of the editions. And the conferences that we do on Saturday, live trading. That is the event that we are commenting now. What is that about? That is the previous Friday. So I see some of you have been in all day. event in the editions. So we have been with people like Boris Gosberg, Rob Boker, Lex Van Dam, and so on. All right, so I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do there. I'm going to do a live training. And it is something that's going to help us a lot. So to do our daily trading at the very beginning of the European session. As you can see here, in the European session, we have some very liquidity moment because we have the volume that comes from Asia. And it comes together with the volume that starts in Frankfurt and London. So when both volumes come together from both sessions, so is when we can get more opportunities. So better opportunities because we mix balances. And it will allow us in a given moment to have some changes in the rhythm, and so we can make profit from all that. So at the end, we have the North American, and then we have the Asian once again. And once again, spinning around every day with new opportunities at the European session. So in a given moment, so which is the effect of all? I will tell you some information, some give feedback in the chat room. Someone is saying that you receive both languages, English and Spanish. Let me tell you what happens. Now through the computer, you're listening to me into Spanish. And through the app, you interpreter doing a good job in English. So what we can do is just try to balance the volume or the audio that you're receiving from your smartphone or from your computer, so maybe to raise the volume of the language you wanna listen to. All right. Sorry for that. But is the first time that we are using that? It's the first time we do a webinar with simultaneous interpretation. In our sector of trading, 100% sure that I will take the risk to say that we are the first webinar that is being done in Spanish of any sector with a simultaneous interpretation. From the technological point of view, that's a challenge, obviously, and we are here so to be better. All the years we did that with the consecutive interpreting, that is the way I speak, and then the interpreter, and vice versa. That is good. But that way, we can do it in a much more dynamic way. Anyway, we are here to receive all your feedback, and they will send you a survey, a satisfaction survey, just to see how you saw that. Because for us, it's really important to receive your feedback from all of you, so we can correct any mistakes that we can have. Okay, Alfredo says it works properly. Okay, we are making innovation. That's great. Congratulations, Alberto. And so, what? Yeah, the app download into your smartphone. That's the one you are using. So to follow in the other language. All right. So we come back to the graphics. So what we commented before, those small differences in the volume, so at the very end, they would make something that is very interesting for asset traders. That is, these changes of volatility that will help us in the opening session moment, so normally when London starts, so to get maximums of a number of peaks per hour. And so at the very end, those of us that we are there like with the knife in the mouth, we are there so to recover more number of peaks. Because we are speculators and what we like is movement. So this maximum moment, there are at the opening of the European session and then during the news. We're not going to speak about the news. You know that I speak about news a lot with other strategies, but today we're not going to deal with the news. We're going to focus on this moment. In fact, Rob Hoffman will talk a little bit more about the North American session. But then we will tell you our agenda in which we will be doing trading live, and we will focus on the European start, and Rob will focus on the following of the North American session. And after final dessert, we will have a World Championship of Trading, as the one he just finished in Italy. And it's going to be held in Italy, in Spain, sorry, for the first time in Madrid. Great. So once we know which are the moments of more volatility, so let's see how we can make profit from there. What we are going to look exactly are those patterns of exhaustion that can be created exactly in those of the starting of Frankfurt and London. Therefore, so every time we have these patterns or this kind of graphics, so for instance, we have some divergence here, or something that tells us that the price enough to grow up, for instance. So what we are going to do is to understand that as an entry. And now let me show you some real examples, the same that we are going to see in that Friday 9th of June in the live trade. Here we have some operations carried out with many of you. For sure that many of you who are here online have been doing some live trading with me, and some of that are familiar to you. And for instance, that one is Frankfurt. 8 o'clock. So is the Central European time. So it's 6 hours less in the east coast of the USA. And that one here is London. More hours at European time. But this one. And, so we have here that window that's between Frankfurt and London. Let's call it. So it's a window in where we have some changes in the rhythm. In these changes that we will see, before you saw that, when we saw what happens in coming from Asia and then crossing Europe and so on, so we have there some changes in the rhythm, and that is some patterns that we can predict. Because it happens every day and every day, the same thing after a lot of years. And so there are some patterns that we can recognize and that can give you probabilities of success. And so that way we can carry out our entries in the system. So every day at the same hour. Many people ask me, maybe those living in North America, if we can do that in the North American session. And the answer is yes, but with some specificities that we will see during the course, because it is not the same to do that in Europe in the morning, in the American session midday, so it's not the same. There are small differences, and so let's say the Aliseo system can be used either in European session, at the beginning of the European session, or during the American session. All right. So I just commented the hour, so it's 8 and 9. And the time frame is 1 minute. So the art movements of 1 minute. You say, oh, you're crazy with that small graphics. That's 1 minute. Okay, if you're coming from other markets with less liquidity, so maybe in a given moment you're not that used to these small graphics. But if you have experience enough in big market, liquid market, or on Forex market, you can see that in the technical analysis, what we do with these graphics is wonderful. All right, so let's focus. And now we can see how between Frankfurt and London, we saw a pattern that we can call pattern of exhaustion, where the price could do some maximums and then get down. So are there when we can see the line of the trend and the swing, so we can recover and we can take all that way long. Also, we're going to use a technique, management techniques that we'll call something like safeguard or save lives, and runners that will allow us to carry out a currency management so we can solve the stop loss. And therefore, sometimes the price will be on the stock lot. But these management techniques will allow us that in a given moment, the biggest success guarantee. You can see here how we had a new maximum with a divergency, and the price falls now again. It breaks the swing, and you can see the wonderful movements we can see during the falling. Here we have another example. So we see how the price makes another maximum, and it is done with a divergency, but then the price cannot, and we see it falls down. It's a wonderful along the whole European window. And those are typical patterns that normally happens every 2 days. And if you are a trader with a lot of experience, you can make benefit from this kind of movement. We have here another entry where here in Frankfurt, so that session, the price broke the trend, and here we have this kind of buying operation that took until London. So that was Frankfurt. This is London. That is the entry. Here we have another example. Here we saw another entry with a divergency, and so we classified that as a pattern of exhaustion. So we come into and so on and so on, and you can see the wonderful wave from Frankfurt to London, and we can see how we see these patterns that they are done with a very good consistency at this time of the day. And here in 5 minutes, as you can see here, the drop in London, And how it comes to this to the support, you see how wonderful it is. And now if I make a zoom in 1 minute graphics, you can see in deeper detail how the operation was. That is, let's say, one manual operation where all the patterns are, all the waves, all the everything. So obviously we don't see those every day, but we have a lot of them during the month. You see that's a wonderful Frankfurt, London. We are seeing that now in 1 minute graphics. And when we create the roof and we break the line of trend, we have here the drop. That has been, if we come back to graphics, the 5 minute graphics, it takes us to the previous support. All right. So it is 8 o'clock. I don't know if Rob is online. Like little by little, I'm gonna go closing. We have more examples here. Yeah, the wonderful. And here you can see how maybe we don't have to close the operation in the morning, but we can leave that open along the European session or the American session, so to see more ways, more trends, and to see what happens. Just to make some recap, because we are our webinar. Just let me that is the website where you can get more information about the event, and where you can register or log in if you want. Here we are both, David and Rob, and the World Trading Competition. That event, unfortunately, is not free. Is because it's like VIP courses. And why I say VIP? Because we will be with Rob Hoffman with us in a very reduced group in Madrid. So it is looks. So that you are international events, or that you've been in Latin or in you know what I'm talking about. Rob is considered as as a number one all over the world in all trading events, and everybody wants to listen to him. So it is a price to pay for that, for the training. So it's not just a conference as it will be on Saturday, that you will have free conferences, free speeches. It is a course, it's a training course, and so you will learn with Robin, with me, with the Aliseo system. And it is a course where you will learn all these strategies that help you to win world competitions by Rob Hoffman. The good news is that despite there is a price, the price is quite reduced, because if you know the normal price is that Rob and me we have in our own training, it is an amazing price to be with us. And for sure, some of you that have been in all the editions of live trading, you know that you appreciate being the rock and roll star that. About prices and timing and deadlines. So if you go live, you've got the honor us and the honor of us to be with you in Madrid. Basically, in Madrid, the price is 390 euros up to 16th May, and then it's 400 and something. The seats are very limited, and that's not a marketing. The first room that we booked is now fully booked, but so instead of putting the label of sold out or no more seats available, so we spoke with the organization, and we are going to use another room, a bigger one, but we think that we will be running out of seats Madrid before the 26th of May. So if all of you that are interested, maybe because it's more it's cheaper or whatsoever, so now is the moment to book your seat. Those of you who will follow online, the price is 290 euros. We have 10 times online attendance from all over the world. I had to follow that in Spanish from Spain or Latin America, and for Rob followers all over the world, in the USA and whatever. It is 290 euros before May the 26th, and then the price will be of 490 euros. You've got a landing in Spanish and also in English. So I will give you all the links. Fine, I will copy all that in the chat. Here you are the link in Spanish, and that's the link in English. That is the agenda, the program. This first part will be done by myself with the live training on Frankfurt and London, and I will teach you all my strategies. And then the rest of the day, we have 2 breaks and 1 lunch. Will be with Rob Hoffman. Will be the driver of that wonderful car. And as a bonus track, because other years we did just until here, and the price was the same, not more or less. As a bonus track, here we have this World Trade Championship. Rob Hoffman and Daria, you know him. He's been in other with Rob. Also, he has in Italy, Interreg. Here we have all the list of speakers with the traders and moderated by Joan. We will comment all these cracks, David, Rob Hoffman, and Tarek are going to do. And Tarek is very well known in France, and he won some world championships in France, and the same as Dario in Italy. And you can check that with all the awards. Everything you want to take Rob 23 times, so maybe now we have to add 1 line, so it's not going to be 23, but it's 24. The one you won in Italy, then David also, and Tarek also won many times. So we finish here our webinar, and just let me remind you that every question you can have, you can leave here in the messenger, in the chat, where we can answer all your questions. And so that's all. We hope to see you in Madrid or online in a couple of weeks. For sure, it will be a wonderful day of my career with the to do everything face those were my teachers. And now I could be there as one of them delivering that training sessions. For me, it's a honor, it's a pleasure, and you cannot imagine how happy I will be this day. So I hope that many of you can share that illusion that day and learn a lot with Rob and with all of us. So that's also hope to see you on the other side of the web. I don't know, Rob, if you wanna take the floor just to say goodbye or to say something?
Sure. I would just like to say I'm excited to, after just winning the trading competition here in Turin today. I'm very excited to see you and explain and teach the strategies, the entries, the stops, the trade management for stocks, futures, spot Forex. I'm looking forward to teaching these strategies and being with you. And hopefully winning the trading competition. But I'm against Davide Biocchi and Tariq, and these are strong, fierce trading competitors. So, anything can happen, but I am looking forward to that time with you to teach you and then have you see these strategies live during this special event together. So thank you for being with us here on this evening here in Europe, and of course midday, during the trading session here in the United States. So thank you to all of you around the world, and I'm looking forward to you being a part of this event. And yes, thank you very much for those nice words to myself, David, and Davide. That's very, very nice of you. Thank you. So David, over to you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you at this special training event as well.
I wanted just to make a recap. There are many questions in the room, but we are running out of time. But if you have a technical doubt, so maybe you can email that or through the messenger or through the just on an email. But there is one doubt, one question that I would like to take that more than many people there is that you will have simultaneous interpreting there during the event. Of course, we'll have one simultaneous interpreter, and he will be with us there in room. It's obviously easy and during the interpretation quickly and with more quality. Everybody will be together in the same room. And those in Madrid, you will have the interpreter next to you, face to face, let's say. And those you will follow that data from the rest of Spain, Latin America, the USA, wherever. You can follow that online in our system, not that one. That will be a new one that will allow us to have more streaming quality even, because we will all be together there in the same place, so we don't have to organize that thing that we've done today. That is a technical challenge. Rob is in Italy, I'm in Spain, in Canary Islands. The interpreter is not about also in your house. It's quite complex at a technical level. But anyway, I think that is has been fantastic. Thank you very much to the interpreter for this wonderful job he's done. That I know about that, and I know it's quite complex. And so, thank you once again, everybody, for your attendance. And that was all. See you in Forex Bay.